Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. Honghuang. Please lead the witch clan out of the level. Qing traveled through the world of floods and became the lord of the witch race. What's so special, does it mean now is the eve of the witch hunt? Did I cross over to take the hunt? He immediately decided that it was impossible to be robbed. Your demon clan is strong and domineering, the emperor is handsome and powerful, too powerful. If you fight others, I will lead all the members of the witch clan to seclusion. Without the resistance of the witch tribe, the demon tribe developed rapidly. Yuanshi. Master Wu, please lead the Wu tribe out of the pass quickly. My Kunlun mountains will be destroyed. Tong Tian said, Master Wu, if you don't leave the level again, my golden Ao island will be occupied by the demon tribe. Laozi. Master Wu, I am willing to refine various elixirs for you. I just hope you can quickly leave the level to fight against the demon race. Qing waved his hand and said disdainfully, do you want me to take the robbery? No way, even if the chaos breaks down, it has nothing to do with us witches. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. I unexpectedly became the lord of the ancestral witch, seeking flowers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. During the flood and famine period, Mo Zhu Luogue, Dao Zhu Hongjun, and Pangu de Shen are all the three major demon gods of chaos. Pangu is the leader of demon gods in terms of strength. Later, Pangu split the world and evolved all living creatures. During the Kaitian cataclysm, Luogue absorbed the supreme killing energy of Pangu Kaitian, increased his own demonic power, and later obtained the Chaos Pearl and the Annihilation Black Lotus. I want to obtain the Path of the Sage with the Certificate of Killing. He instigated disputes, triggered the Dragon and Phoenix catastrophe, and destroyed the Dragon, Phoenix, and Qilin tribes. Later, Hongjun destroyed Luogue and fused the three corpses of good, evil, and persistence to obtain the fruit of the sage's way. I have today proven the way of the sage, and after 100 years, I will preach in the Purple Sky Palace 33 days away, benefiting all people in the world. One sentence spread throughout the entire wilderness. Everyone squeezed their heads and headed towards 33 days away. The entire wilderness, billions of creatures, are all relentlessly pushing forward. Because 100 years is too short for them. Also, 33 days away, the chaotic atmosphere is strong, and the Taoist rules are very strong. They may be unable to enter the Purple Cloud Palace for their entire lives. But this is an opportunity for a sage to preach, even if he dies, he must fight for it. At this point, at the foot of Mount Buzhou, there is an ancestral witch temple with 12 ancestral witches inside. It is rumored that they were incarnated from the flesh of Pangu. So, without cultivating the spiritual essence, only cultivating the physical body, it is incredibly powerful. Also known as the 12 demon gods by the outside world, they are naturally strong and unparalleled in physical body, devouring heaven and earth, manipulating feng shui and lightning, filling the sea, moving mountains, and changing the world. At this moment, the outside world was already in chaos, rushing towards the Purple Sky Palace, which was 33 days away. Only these 12 ancestral witches, surrounded by a bead, stared like lanterns. Father has a word, there is a world of Honghuang in the Chaos Pearl. It was precisely because of this chaotic pearl that Mo Zhu Luogue had the ability to calculate the three tribes of dragons, phoenixes, and Qilin. Now, how do you see that there seem to be creatures born in this chaotic pearl? Zhu Meng stared at the Chaos Pearl, his eyes unblinking. No, this bead disappeared long ago when Luogue fell. Now, how did it appear here? The other gods and demons are very puzzled. But they can see the situation inside. The two groups of essence are gradually merging. Damn it, where is this? Qing couldn't figure it out how she had traveled. Moreover, it is still a gray and hazy world that even Mao cannot see. The only thing I can see is a black mist in front of me, constantly pouring into my body. He felt strong and his strength was constantly rising. When the fusion was completed, countless memories suddenly appeared in his mind. Mo Zhu Luo Gui. The Dragon, Phoenix, and Qilin Catastrophe. Hongjun, the Sage of Providence. Chaos Bead. Is this a wasteland world? Am I in the Chaos Pearl? Did I swallow the origin of Luo Yen? Yi Qing's face was full of surprise. This unexpectedly, he has traveled to a world of chaos, and he has also devoured the origin of Luo Gui. Isn't it a direct achievement of the position of the great Luo Golden Immortal? Unfortunately, the original source of Luo Gui who originally resided in the Chaos Pearl. I want to reshape my physical body and recreate the world in the future. Who knew they would come across an outsider and swallow his true source? It's really lamentable. However, as Yi Qing looked at herself, was it Mao or a mist? He wants to work hard to transform. 10 years later, Yi Qing's body finally materialized and began to refine the Chaos Pearl. 80 years later, Yi Qing finally succeeded in transformation. Inside the Chaos Pearl, a young man in blue sat cross-legged. At this time, he refined less than 1/10 of the Chaos Pearl. But the chaotic world is much clearer than before. When he opened his eyes, he was suddenly startled. Because he saw that there were 20.4 eyes staring at him like wild beasts outside. Of course. The owner of those 20.4 eyes is the 12 ancestral witches. They were also stunned. Since discovering the birth of creatures inside the Chaos Pearl, they have been guarding beside it. 90 years have passed now, and a living creature has truly emerged inside. At this moment, Yi Qing clearly felt the pressure from Honghuang world on her. And pushed him out. Subsequently, the Chaos Pearl transformed into a golden light and disappeared into Yi Qing's body. Hi everyone. Yi Qing looked at the 12 stunned figures in front of him and greeted them. At this moment, the 12 people knelt down with a thud. The 12 ancestors which paid their respects to the Witch Lord. The 12 ancestral witches were transformed from the physical body of Pangu and have been passed down. The creatures in the Chaos Pearl are the masters of the Witch Clan and can lead the Witch Clan to eternal existence. Of course, Yi Qing didn't know. He stared blankly at the 12 people in front of him. Is this the 12 ancestors which? Does that mean that the witch hunt is about to begin? If he were to become the leader of the Witch Clan, wouldn't he have to face the calamity and perish? But that's not right. When will a wizard emerge from the witch race? Even without him, the Lich Catastrophe would definitely come, which means that if he doesn't become the lord of the Lich Clan, the Lich Catastrophe will come. But what if he were to become the lord of the Witch Clan? The catastrophe is inevitable for all living beings, and the only key to survival is to prevent it from happening. Well, that's it. Since I've traveled through time and become the leader of the Witch Clan, what if I fall for it? Everyone, get up. Yi Qing waved his hand at the crowd and then asked, since you worship me as the Lord, then you must act according to my orders. We strictly follow the orders of the Witch Lord and never fail to comply. Right, right. Since the demon race had Emperor Jun and Tai Yi, we have been losing one after another. Now that the Witch Lord appears, I believe we can turn defeat into victory, eliminate the demon race, and unify the wilderness. The ancestral witches spoke out one after another. When Emperor Jun and Tai Yi were not yet born, they would abuse the demon tribe and often give them teeth as sacrifices. Since Emperor Jun and Tai Yi came out, the demon clan has become dominant. Di Jun and Tai Yi. Yi Qing frowned slightly. That is the strong one nurtured in the sun star transformed by one eye of the great god Pangu. Accompanied by the innate chaotic clock and the Luoshu River map, it is very powerful. Especially the chaotic clock, which integrates attack and defense, also has spatial and temporal rules. However, neither Emperor Jun nor Tai refined it when they died, otherwise, this witch demon catastrophe would not have ended in a shared fate. Yeah, now Hongjun is preaching and opening an altar in the Zixiao Palace. The two of them have also gone. We also planned to go, but when we saw the Witch Lord come down, we stayed here. Zhu Mang said. What? Hongjun preaches. That's the sage of the heavenly way, the only one at present. His Taoist teachings cover everything, and listening to them is definitely very beneficial. When will Hongjun preach start? Yi Qing asked. There are still 10 years left. Damn it, it's only 10 years now. Yi Qing looked anxious and said, remember, from today on, you are not allowed to hunt the demon race again, otherwise I will not care about you. As the words fell, Yi Qing rose up from the clouds and left the Ancestral Witch Temple, heading directly towards 30.3 days away. Inside the Ancestral Witch Temple. Leave 12 people, 20.4 eyes, big-eyed and small-eyed. Why doesn't the Witch Lord let us hunt the demon race again? They are all looking confused. They have been fighting with the demon race for thousands of years. Why would the Witch Lord give such orders? Chapter 2. Sorry for not stopping the car. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 33 days away, the chaotic atmosphere is extremely strong, and the pressure of heaven and earth is extraordinary. Many weak and powerful individuals were directly crushed into nothingness. But the opportunity for a sage to preach is once in a lifetime, like a moth to a flame, one after another. Of course, Hongjun also knew that there were no more people, but rather the essence. The reason why he chose 33 days away was also to abandon miscellaneous fish and search for the strongest person to spread the teachings. At this moment, the gate of the Zixiao Palace has not yet been opened, and many people have come up one after another. Until no one came from behind, the gate of Zixiao Palace slowly opened. Inside, 2 boys, 1 male and 1 female, walked out. Everyone, please find your own seat after entering. The boy's words fell and he entered the Zixiao Palace in order of arrival. Inside, the platform where Hongjun is located is towering. Under the platform, 6 cattails are arranged in sequence. Everyone knows that after Hongjun preaches, he will definitely accept disciples. Judging from this arrangement, the person on the futon ahead is most likely to become his own disciple. Due to the earliest arrival of Sanqing, it naturally occupied 3 cattails. Fuxi and Nyuhua are the 4th. But Fuxi was proficient in the techniques of the 8 trigrams of the Book of Changes, and calculated that he had no connection with Putuan. Therefore, he fully protected his sister Nyuhua and occupied the 4th Putuan. As for the 5th and 6th, it is occupied by Hongyun and Kunpeng. Originally, the big deal had already been decided, but the 2 second goods of receiving and allowing delivery came at the latest. They saw the futuan in front and naturally understood Hongjuan's intention, but the space above was already full. How could they become disciples of the sage? So, with a burst of tears, the 2 of them, the kind-hearted person Hongyun, handed over his cattail to Jane. At this moment, Jane and Zhundi sat towards Futuan at the same time. Perhaps the butt that was about to be connected was larger, and unexpectedly pushed the connection towards Kunpeng's side. That power was also powerful, and suddenly pushed Kunpeng out. As a matter of course, the introduction took over the cattail of Kunpeng. Are you 2 slacking off? Kunpeng was already angry at the beginning. I was thinking of snatching back my own futon, but it was right at this moment. Hongjuan's figure appeared on the platform. Air is equivalent to Zixiao Palace listening to the Tao. Those with seats should sit well, while those without seats should find their own seats to sit down. After Hongjun finished speaking, he closed his eyes and focused on recuperating himself, ignoring the matters below. Kunpeng clenched his fists as he prepared to grab the putuan, but due to the presence of the sage, it was difficult to do so. And now wanting to get my seat back is just a daydream. Because the two second-rate drivers, Jane and Juni, take root and sit more steadily than anyone else. This led to Kunpeng's hatred towards Hongyun. Do you think you are sick? If you give up your position to someone else, you won't even have the chance to become a saint. Even if you don't want to, don't bother me, his mother. In the Purple Sky Palace, everyone felt Kunpeng's anger and shook their heads helplessly. Kunpeng Dao Yu, what are you staring at me for? It's not like I'm taking your seat, and I'm not sitting myself, right? Hongyun began his kind persuasion. The meaning is, Taoist friend, please calm down. We didn't even sit on the futon, let's forget about it. You idiot. Kunpeng really wants to slap this bastard to death. Suddenly, on the high platform, Hongjuan's fingers moved slightly, and the gate of Zixiao Palace slowly closed. Is this about to start preaching? Everyone was filled with excitement, while Hongyun quickly found a place to sit on the ground. Only Kunpeng still had a resentful expression on his face, squatting beside Jane, thinking about how to regain his seat. However, Jane remained motionless, as if the seat was originally his. When the gate of Zixiao Palace is about to close. Suddenly, a figure rushed out. Yi Qing knew the cause and effect, looked around, and saw the characters above the 6 cattails in front, and suddenly understood. So, after he rushed in, he didn't stop his steps, but accelerated his speed and rushed towards the target. Bang, with his strength as the great Luo immortal and enough speed. He directly bumped the lead on the futon, which was as stable as Mount Taishan Mountain. Before Yi Qing could stop the car, Kunpeng, who had been thinking about how to get Putuan back, was quick-witted. Seeing such an opportunity, he quickly occupied Putuan. You. Jane got up and looked at Putuan being occupied by Kunpeng, pointing at Yi Qing with a face full of anger. Hee, I'm sorry, the car didn't stop. Yi Qing chuckled and gave a nod before finding an empty spot to sit down. He knew that even if he sat on this cushion, he would not become a disciple of Hongjun. The reason for doing this is that he can't stand the two shameless pitfalls of receiving an accurate delivery. Furthermore, it can be considered as resolving the calamity of Kunpeng and Hongyun. I'm sorry, Grandpa. Just say, I'm sorry. I finally managed to grab the position. I have an impulse to curse my mother in my heart. But with the sage Hongjun here, he can only endure it. Zhuanti's eyebrows furrowed slightly beside him. Unexpectedly, the plan set by the two of them was sabotaged by a young man. Nuwa and Fuxi saw each other and had a fondness for Yi Qingda. After all, Jane seized the position of Kunpeng through improper means, and now that it has been knocked off and returned to its original owner, it is reasonable. As for Sanqing, she had a proud expression on her face. Especially Yuan Shitian Zun sneered at Yi Qing's reckless behavior. I never expected that such a person could even enter the Purple Sky Palace, the primordial heavenly lord hummed. Old man, what are you talking about? Yi Qing retorted directly, they didn't say anything. Are you so nosy and meddling in your own business? Haven't you seen a saint present? Are you just daring to be angry and not daring to speak? You're a jerk, but you're running out to fight for justice, you're just looking for scolding. Although Yi Qing's current strength is only in the early stage of the Luo Jin Xian, he has the Chaos Pearl, one of the 4 greatest treasures of chaos. There is a world of Hongmeng inside, even if it is only refined to less than 1/10, dealing with the current Yuanshi heavenly sovereign is like abusing a dog. Even if it is against Laozi's Xianhuang Pagoda of heaven and earth, it is not likely to be defeated. So, he is not afraid of anyone. You. The primitive heavenly lord trembled with anger. Alright, the time has come. I will preach here 3 times, and from now on, I will take this seat and cannot change it. When the gate of Zixiao Palace closed, Hongjun finally began to preach. Everyone fell silent upon hearing this. Only then did Jane greet Yi Qing's ancestors for 18 generations and swear to seek revenge. As for Kunpeng, his liking for Yi Qing has greatly increased. At the beginning of the universe, chaos is invisible. Next, Hongjun will preach. Yi Qing listened very attentively. Combined with the essence of the Luo Qi he refined, he has a more transparent understanding of the Tao. You should know that Luo Ting is a character on the same level as Hongjun. Not long after, Yi Qing only felt the clarity of the Tao heart, and the power on her body rapidly climbed. Bang! Suddenly, the powerful Qi broke through the obstacles and entered the middle stage of the great Luo Golden Immortal Realm. Such a scene left everyone stunned. Chapter 3. You three act together, take a half step back. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. This Tao-friendly student is powerful. After only listening to the Tao for 300 years, he entered the middle stage of the great Luo Golden Immortal. Hongjun preached 3 times, each lasting 3,000 years. The first time he preached was about the path of the Golden Immortal of the great Luo. There are also powerful creatures among them, who transform into the great Luo Golden Immortal and have practiced for tens of thousands of years. However, despite this, it cannot be compared to Yi Qing's thorough understanding. Most of these characters are envious, but there are also very few who are filled with hatred towards him. For example, citation and precision. There is also the primitive heavenly sovereign among the 3 cleanses. Before, I used to scold him as a reckless person who didn't understand etiquette, but now he has only been listening to the Tao for 300 years and has advanced to the next level. He can be said to be the first genius. Humph, what are you proud of? Yuan Shi Tianzuan let out a cold snort and then stopped speaking. As for the commotion below, Hongjun did not stop it because he had been following Yi Qing. His appearance unexpectedly caused some small variables to appear in the entire flood. For example, the Kunpeng, who was originally not destined to be with Putuan, unexpectedly occupied the position of the lead again. However, these are all small matters, after all, accepting apprentices according to his original intention. However, he felt that this person's comprehension was too terrifying. Next, Hongjun continued his lecture. Many people began to understand the true meaning in the following 2,700 years and advanced accordingly. During this period, Yi Qing surprisingly advanced from the middle stage of the Luo Golden Immortal to the later stage. Such terrifying insight is unparalleled. Alright, the first sermon is over. Hongjun glanced at Yi Qing intentionally or unintentionally and continued, I am in charge of the creation jade plate. In addition to preaching, I would like to recruit a few more disciples to spread the creation. Upon hearing these words, everyone exclaimed in their hearts as expected. However, when it comes to accepting disciples, they must have been ranked first before, but unfortunately they didn't sit on the futuan. However, what is even more infuriating is the introduction. He had already secured a spot, but was unexpectedly knocked off by Yi Qing. Tai Shang, primitive, connected to the heavens, you 3 transformed earlier and were also transformed by Pangde Yuanshan. With a deep foundation, you can become my disciples. Hongjun first looked toward Sanqing. Upon hearing this, the 3 of them looked happy and quickly said, Thank you, Master. Hongjun nodded and looked at Nyuhua again, saying, Although you are a woman, your future merits are immeasurable, and you can also become my disciple. Thank you very much, Master. Nyuhua is also very excited. After all, it is an honor for him to become a disciple of the sage. Moreover, the sages say that she will make immeasurable contributions in the future. As for you, Hongjun looked towards Zhuanti and Kunpeng. Well, all 3 of you have become my named disciples, spreading my teachings between heaven and earth. Ah! 3 people, you look at me, I look at you. What a special thing, was he a named disciple after spending half a day? However, named disciples are always stronger than others who have no names or scores. Especially for Jiayin, who was knocked away and even earned the title of a named disciple, it can be considered a worthwhile effort. However, they thought to themselves. It was originally possible to obtain a spot for a personal disciple. It was all that bastard Yi Qing who knocked him away, which led to Hongjuan's decision. This hatred cannot be dispelled. Thank you very much, master. 3 people make one bow. Well, let's all go back and digest and absorb what we have gained this time. After the 1 yuan meeting, we can have a second preaching. After speaking, Hongjuan's figure disappeared. This Taoist friend looks so unfamiliar, I don't know where to cultivate. Suddenly, 2 people walked over and admired Yi Qing very much. Channel Yi Qing, Lord of the Witch Clan. Yi Qing did not conceal it, after all, in order to break the witchcraft calamity, he must become this wizard. Oh. My name is Dijuan, and this is my younger brother Tai. What? Are you both Emperor Jun and Tai? Originally, these 2 fools were calculated by the sages. However, their combat effectiveness is still good. There are Chaos Bell and Luoshu River map in the realm of transformation, and there are few people who can compete with them in the realm of Taro Golden Immortal. Do you know us? The 2 of them looked at each other curiously. Understanding, the derivative creatures on the sun are transformed into the Great Luo Golden Immortal, as well as the Chaos Clock and the Luoshu River map. Yi Qing said. Upon hearing this, the 2 of them were delighted and quickly called out, Yi Daoyu, since you are so familiar with us and I admire you very much, why don't we call each other brothers in the future? Okay. Yi Qing smiled slightly. He was the leader of the witch tribe, leading them. Emperor Jun is the demon emperor, leading the group of demons together with Tai Yi. If they become brothers, the Lich Kulpas may have deviations. Great, I'll see Brother Yi later. Due to their lower strength than Yi Qing, they followed Yi Qing as their elder brother. Brother Yi, why not go and sit on our sun star? The 2 of them were not very happy in their hearts. Okay. Yi Qing also had nothing to do and went for a walk to the sun star. However, as soon as he left the Zixiao Palace, he saw Jian and Zhundi blocking his way. Kid, did you bump into me before on purpose? Connect the cold opening. Although he was a named disciple of the sage, if it weren't for Yi Qing's actions, they might have become his own disciples. This named disciple is vastly different from the personally transmitted disciple. I am really angry that I have been destroyed by Yi Qing now. What if it's intentional? You come bite me. Who is Yi Qing? People of the modern human race, and the human race will be the future dominant force. Although I have now crossed over and become the leader of the witch clan, my personality has not changed. Furthermore, he now possesses the strength of the later stage of the Great Luo Golden Immortal, coupled with the Chaos Pearl, making him invincible under the saints. Would he be afraid of them? You want to die? Jian and Zhuanxi trembled with anger and were just about to take action. The nearby Tai then sacrificed the Chaos Bell and directly suppressed the 2 people. You. Jian and Zhuanti are now just an ordinary De Luo Jin Xian, without any magical treasures accompanying them. Directly suppressed by Tai Zhong, unable to move. Humph, you want to hit my brother. Don't even see what you guys are. Tai snorted. Those people looked sad when they saw it. Unexpectedly, these 2 goods did not become their own disciples and instead blamed Yi Qing. But he still took action and was suppressed by Tai. It's really sad. However, those who are well aware know that these 2 goods are not good things. Emperor Jun, Tai, it's too much for you to deceive people with magic weapons, isn't it? Besides, at least you are also in the same period of transformation as us, of the same lineage, and of the same origin. Even if you are called brothers, you are not afraid to lower your status. At this moment, Sanqing approached and the primitive heavenly sovereign spoke out. They were transformed by Pangu Yuanshan, while Emperor Jun and Tai were derived from the sun star transformed by Pangu's one eye. To put it simply, it is also of the same lineage and origin. This is my business, it's none of your business. Emperor Jun said angrily. Their essence is the 3-legged golden crow, belonging to the demon race and having a bold and straightforward personality. I just recognized my brother, and you just came over and started dating me. Why didn't you mention this before? Yi Qing waved his hand and gestured for Tai to put away the Eastern Emperor bell. He looked at the primordial heavenly sovereign and said, "Old man, I didn't want to take action, but you insist on maintaining these two secondary goods, right? Come on, you three act together. If I step back half a step, I'll lose." As soon as these words were spoken, everyone gathered around. A stunned young man, relying on his own understanding ability, actually wants to deal with 3 De Luo Jin immortals. Is he crazy? The realm of the great Luo Golden Immortal, although there is a difference between the beginning, middle, later, and peak. But there is not much difference either. At least, the middle stage of the 2 great Luo Golden Immortals can definitely deal with a later stage powerhouse of the great Luo Golden Immortals. But now, Yi Qing has to deal with 3 people at the same time. Including a primitive heavenly sovereign in the same realm as him. What is this if it's not a madman? Chapter 4. Terrifying body, hard to shake the dark yellow pagoda of heaven and earth. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ignorant child, why do we need 2 Western Taoist friends to take action against you? The primitive heavenly lord probably couldn't stand Yi Qing's behavior for a long time. Because they were transformed by the primordial spirit of Pangu and believed in being superior. Especially the primitive heavenly sovereign, with a proud heart, felt that he was even more powerful than Laozi in Tongtian. In addition, having already become a disciple of the sage, I believe that I am extremely arrogant, and whoever doesn't like me will suffer. More importantly, in Zixiao Palace, Yi Qing publicly cursed him as an old man. Damn it, it's so verbose. Others may consider the title of Sanqing and the title of a sage disciple. But Yi Qing didn't care about any sage disciples and threw a punch directly at the primitive heavenly lord. He transformed into a chaotic pearl, experiencing the baptism of chaos in the world of Honghuang, and his physical body has been polished to an incredibly strong state. The power of this fist is extremely terrifying. As soon as he made a move, the rolling Dao Yun aura locked in the original heavenly sovereign. The terrifying power makes the primitive heart tremble. He found that he couldn't even take this punch. Unfortunately, there is no regret medicine in this world. Plus, Yi Qing is extremely quick and leaves no room for maneuver. Without giving you time to prepare, he doesn't even have a chance to dodge. Junior brother, be careful. At this moment, even Laozi saw the strength of Yi Qing's punch and quickly offered sacrifices to the Honghuang Pagoda of heaven and earth. It should be able to withstand the power of Yi Qing's punch. However, bang. Give it a punch. The sound is like a torrential bell. Pup, the Yuanshi heavenly lord inside the Honghuang Tower of heaven and earth still spat out a mouthful of old blood. Everyone looked at each other in disbelief. This is the transmission of power. They all know that the Honghuang Pagoda of heaven and earth is transformed by the qi of the Honghuang in the wilderness, and is the first defense treasure. If the force is too strong, it will generate power transmission. The meaning is to transmit some power to others through the treasure of defense. But at least the Honghuang Pagoda in this world is also of innate level. How powerful is Yi Qing's punch? Surprisingly, it was possible to harm the primitive heavenly sovereign through the pagoda. If this punch hits him, his body will definitely be torn apart. Dear fellow Taoists, I still have some business to attend to. Goodbye in advance. Seeing this scene, Zhuanti and Jiayin were scared to pee and didn't even have time to say thank you to the primitive heavenly clan who came out to help. They quickly fled and disappeared without a trace. Watching them leave, Yi Qing was too lazy to pay attention. Because of this, it will make people even more contemptuous of those 2 inferior goods. Sure enough. Everyone started spraying. Damn it, should we be so shameless? That's right, when someone comes out to help, if it's not good enough for cause and effect, they'll just run away. What a special thing, 2 old bastards. Upon hearing these words, Yuanshi Tianzuan held his breath and spewed out old blood again. He has been unlucky for 8 lifetimes. I originally thought that I could take a good breath with the guidance and preparation. Who knew, those 2 cowards ran away without success and instead held their breath. Old man, are you still fighting? Yi Qing looked at the Honghuang Pagoda of heaven and earth. I didn't expect to be able to break through its defense without using the Chaos Ball. From this, it can be seen that the power of the 12 ancestors which is not just advertised. Cultivating the physical body can also dominate the wilderness. Of course, if I were to sacrifice the Chaos Pearl myself, I'm afraid the Honghuang Pagoda of heaven and earth would be just a decoration. However, he has only refined less than 1/10 now and cannot achieve this. Pup, Yuanshi Tianzuan listened to Yi Qing's words and sprayed again. He stared fixedly at Yi Qing, unable to say a word. Still fighting. Unless my brain is teasing me. Even the Honghuang Pagoda across the sky and earth can hurt me, why should I go find Mao? However, I am a disciple of a sage. It's not too late for me to seek revenge when I become a saint. Primitive, this guy is very vengeful, and Yi Qing also understands, but he is not afraid. Daoist friend, I'm sorry, but I'll apologize to you later, junior brother. Laozi, on the other hand, understood etiquette very well, thanked him, took back the Honghuang Pagoda of heaven and earth, and left with primitive and heavenly elements. However, Yuanshi Tianzun was dissatisfied. Senior brother, why don't you and third junior brother take action? Sanqing is a family with the same roots and lineage. If the 3 of them take action, they can definitely suppress Yi Qing. Are you stupid? Didn't you see someone with such a strong physical body? Laozi said. What's wrong with being physically strong? The 3 of us, along with your heaven and earth Honghuang Pagoda, can't even defeat him. Yuanshi Tianzuan is very depressed, it has nothing to do with his physical body. This is not a question of whether to do it or not, but in this vast wilderness, who cultivates the body? Laozi's words can be considered as questioning the heavenly sovereign of Yuanshi. On the other hand, Tong Tian weakly said, the witch clan. I'll strangle it. Upon hearing this, Yuanshi Tianzuan shuddered directly. The witch race, that's a ruthless character. The hegemon in the wilderness and the demon race are 2 powerful beings on 2 pyramids. If this Yi Qing is a member of the Wu tribe, then his status will definitely not be low. That is to say, if you offend Yi Qing, you are offending the entire witch race. The primitive heavenly lord's heart trembled with fear. If that's the case, I'm afraid the witches can go directly to Kunlun Mountain and demolish their dojo into ruins. It's scary to think about it. The demon race and the witch race are like water and fire. There will be a battle sooner or later. We must not set fire to them and get involved. I am truly a brother and can see things through. Yuanshi Tianzuan bowed slightly and said, thank you very much, senior brother. Sanqing was originally a family with no conflicts, and besides, in the current situation, they should be united and united. Outside the Purple Sky Palace. Yi Qing didn't stay long either, so he went to Sun Star with Emperor Jun and Tai. Suddenly, 2 women chased after them. Di Jun, brother. The woman's voice is light and agile, barefoot stepping on the auspicious clouds, with icy skin and jade bones. So it's Sister Changxi and Sister Shiha. Emperor Jun stopped and greeted before introducing himself to Yi Qing. Changxi and Shiha are creatures derived from the Taiyin star, which was transformed by another eye of Pangu. The 2 of them were also listening to the teachings in Zixiao Palace. Outside the Purple Sky Palace, they were immediately attracted by Yi Qing's domineering aura, and only then caught up on the way. I have long heard that the 2 Taoist friends are exceptionally beautiful. Seeing them today, they truly live up to their reputation. Yi Qing bowed slightly. As for that early news, it was indeed early, even before I traveled through time. Cluck cluck, Yi Daoyu is also a talented person and the first genius of the times. His strength is strong. I wonder if he can visit the Tying Star as a guest. Chang Shi smiled brilliantly. Yi Qing's heart thumped. Why is there something wrong with the way these two people look at themselves? Shouldn't they like Emperor Jun? Is it difficult to see oneself as attractive? However, Emperor Jun beside him showed no response. Because he only sees Chang Shi and Shihe as his younger sisters. Even if it were to establish the heavenly court in the future and marry Chang Shi and Shihe, it would still be Nu's chaotic love story. Ha ha ha, my two younger sisters may have taken a liking to Brother Yi. Emperor Jun laughed heartily, causing Chang Shi and Shihe's pretty faces to turn red. Ah! Yi Qing is speechless. These two will become your wives in the future, so are you in such a hurry to send them out? Since that's the case, then I won't be disrespectful. After all, this is a beautiful woman from the wilderness. Although she did not become a saint, she was also a contemporary figure with Nu. By the way, Nu will become a saint of the demon tribe in the future. If she were to be brought into the witch tribe camp, the probability of the occurrence of the witch calamity would be reduced by another layer. Chapter 5. Directly scaring away Sanqing, Nu's request. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. A few people chatted and unknowingly arrived at the Tying Star. Brother Yi, if you only listen to the sage's preaching once, you will be able to advance consecutively. I wonder what secret there is in this. Emperor Jun finally got to the point. Yi Qing also knew that these two young men had nothing to do with courtship, either they were adulterers or thieves. Because of the current flood and famine, the first priority is to uphold the position of a sage in preaching. Emperor Jun and one or two of them possess the innate treasure of Chaos Clock and Luoshu River Map. If they can prove the Tao, they will definitely be a powerful leader in the future. So they invited Yi Qing as a guest, just to explore the reason. I don't have any secrets, after all, we witches rely on our physical bodies. Yi Qing casually said a sentence. His secret is to devour the demon ancestor Rohan. How else can we be promoted to 2 levels in a row? However, he won't reveal this secret. After all, in the wilderness, even the best friend may become an enemy for the sake of the sage's position. Although he is now on good terms with Emperor Jun and Tai. But once they arrive, it is inevitable that they will not stand on the opposite side. Even if they themselves are unwilling, the rules of the heavenly way are still driving them. So, Yi Qing's current goal is very simple, which is to first avoid conflicts with the demon tribe, or directly divert trouble from the east. Alternatively, bring the entire witch race into the world of Honghuang in the Chaos Pearl and isolate themselves. Anything in this wilderness has nothing to do with him. As for karma, love who you are. Yi Qingdao, we also want to hear it. Chang Shi and Shihe looked expectant. Although they are women, they also want to become saints. Hehe, the Tao is natural. Yi Qing smiled slightly, then bid farewell and left, unwilling to entangle with them anymore. On the Tying Star, the 4 of them were stunned for a while before bowing slightly to the direction where Yi Qing had left. Thank you, Taoist. We understand now. Fortunately, Yi Qing walked away. Otherwise, he would have laughed his teeth at his casual deception that made the 4 ancient gods of the flood and wilderness look adorable. After leaving the Tying Star, Yi Qing arrived at Buzhou Mountain and prepared to return to the Ancestral Witch Temple. However, suddenly there was a slight change in the sky, as if a heavenly calamity had occurred. Is it true that the 36th grade of Zhaohua Qinglian is about to be born? Yi Qing suddenly remembered that before the beginning of the universe, there was a treasure of chaos called Chaos Qinglian. It gave birth to the great god Pangu. However, Pangu opened up the heavens and the earth, and this green lotus could not withstand its strength and disintegrated. Rooted in chaos, the rhizome continuously absorbs the evil energy, accumulating over time and gradually becoming the most lethal object in the world. The God-killing spear. Among them, the lotus pod falls and transforms into a Qianquan cauldron, returning to its original state and returning to its original state, capable of refining all things. The 5 lotus seeds matured and fell into the heavenly, earthly, and human realms. A lotus seed, falling from Mount Buzhou, was nourished by the ancestral source of the earth and transformed into a 30.6 grade green lotus. A lotus seed fell into the western 8 virtues pond and transformed into a 12th grade merit golden lotus. A lotus seed fell into the sea of blood in the Styx river and transformed into a 12th grade fiery red lotus. A lotus seed fell into the abyss of darkness and transformed into a 12th grade black lotus that destroyed the world. A lotus seed fell into 3,000 drops and transformed into a 12th grade pure white lotus. Now that the calamity of Mount Buzhou is imminent, it is certain that the lotus seeds that have fallen on Mount Buzhou are about to mature under the nourishment of the ancestral source of the earth. But due to the lack of merit in opening up the heavens, the green lotus is not tolerated by heaven and earth, so the heavenly way is preparing to destroy it. Destroying an innate treasure is truly a waste. Yi Qing is a traveler, with no magic weapon other than Chaos Pearl. Although Sanqing and they only have Laozi's Honghuang Pagoda now, they have a good master. When the time comes, the treasure cliff will be filled with treasures, and everyone will return with a full load. Only he needs to rely on himself. As for the witch race, they all cultivate their physical bodies, and what innate treasures come from nowhere. Simply put, it's just a group of poor people. Fortunately, it's not completely mature. Yi Qing found 36 grades of natural green lotus on a slope of Mount Buzhou. He knew that this green lotus had a connection with Sanqing and then Yuhua. According to normal development, the flowers will transform into the 3 treasures Jade Rui, which belongs to the primordial heavenly sovereign. Lianya transformed into Qingping sword and became the property of the leader of the Tongtian sect. The lotus root has transformed into a coiled dragon and is owned by Laozi. The lotus soil has transformed into the 9 heavens of land, which belongs to N Yuhua. But now, with his presence in Yi Qing, do they still want to get it? Go find Hongjun. Immediately, Yi Qing summoned the Chaos Pearl, enveloping this mountain with the world of Hongmeng. But I started practicing on the side. Not long after, there were thick clouds of calamity. Sanqing and N Yuhua came together. Senior brother, the clouds of calamity are everywhere. It seems like a treasure has been born nearby. N Yuhua stood still, looking towards the direction of Jieyun. Not bad, this treasure is destined for the 4 of us. Go and take a look. Don't let the heavenly way ruin it. After Laozi finished speaking, the 4 of them quickened their steps. Quickly, the 4 auspicious clouds reached the position where the 30.6th grade of the azure lotus was growing. They looked and their faces suddenly changed. Damn it, isn't this that crazy person like Yi Qing? Surprisingly guarding by this green lotus. Do you want to be so shameless? Hee, old man, why are you here? Yi Qing chuckled, actually knowing that these 4 people had come back, just deliberately infuriating them. Yuan Tianzuan was so angry that he blew his beard and stared, and this bastard called him old man. He really wants to slap this bastard to death, but he can't beat him. Especially when I think of the witch tribe behind Yi Qing, my scalp feels numb. You guys go, this treasure has nothing to do with you anymore. Yi Qing waved her hand, like driving away flies. Sleeping trough. Yuan Tianzuan wants to curse his mother. In this era with few treasures, an innate spiritual treasure can greatly enhance a person's strength. And among them, only Tai Shang Lao Jun had a pagoda, and they and N Yuhua were both empty-handed. Now that I have finally encountered an opportunity, I have been swallowed by one person alone. Lotus, lotus leaves, lotus roots, and the lotus soil that nurtures green lotus are all innate treasures. Are you not afraid to endure death alone? Yuanshi Tianzuan said with a gloomy expression on his face. What are you afraid of, innate treasure? More is better, why? Do you want to fight? Yi Qing's fist froze. Suddenly, the Honghuang world derived from the Chaos Pearl appeared. Your grandmother's leg, you actually got the Chaos Pearl. Seeing this scene, Sanqing was immediately stunned. The Chaos Pearl, along with the Creation Jade Plate, the Heavenly Divine Axe, and the Chaos Green Lotus, are collectively known as the four great Chaos treasures. Although there were damages during the opening of Pangu. But that's also a treasure of chaos, it can escape the punishment of heaven, otherwise Luo Yan can calculate the dragon, phoenix, and Qilin clans for Mao. Moreover, Yi Qinghua's transformation did not result in the calamity of the heavenly way. So that's the reason. But they couldn't figure it out. Shouldn't this bead be in Hongjuan's hands after he defeated Luo Gui? How did it become Yi Qing's companion magic weapon? Hee, it's just luck. How about giving it a try? Yi Qing smiled. I'll try you a ghost. Sanqing is all one idea now, hurry up and leave. Although Chaos Ball has no attack power, there is a world inside. If Yi Qing uses the power of that world, they have no room for resistance. Soon, due to the fact that the 36-rank Green Lotus was shrouded in chaos beads, the heavenly calamity dissipated on its own. Yi Qing didn't hesitate to put away the Green Lotus directly. Finally, even that handful of soil was dug up. The Nuwa, who was standing on the side without leaving, frowned slightly and finally spoke up, Friend Dao, I have a connection with that handful of lotus soil. I don't know if it's possible to seed love to me. Seeking collection, seeking flowers, seeking evaluation tickets. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The chapters of this book are all 2,000 words per chapter, ensuring their weight, and the daily updates are also absolutely guaranteed. Update rules. For more guaranteed, accumulating 1,000 flowers adds one more. If the cumulative number of evaluation votes reaches 500, one change will be added. Rewards accumulate at least 1,000 VIP points and add one update. Additionally, seeking flowers, evaluation tickets, and various requests. Chapter 6. This is not an ordinary piece of mud, it's. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Nuwa is still in the realm of the Luo Jin Xian, unable to see through the mysteries of heaven. I just vaguely feel that this piece of soil has a great effect on me, maybe it is also related to the sage who preaches. But Yi Qing was so powerful that she couldn't even grab it. Besides, when she was in Zixiao Palace, she still had a slight fondness for Yi Qing. Do you want this piece of mud? Yi Qing held the lotus soil in her hand and extended her hand. Nuwa nodded repeatedly, so excited. Is he giving it to me? However, just as Nuwa was looking forward, Yi Qing directly took back the lotus soil. You think I'm stupid, this is the Nine Heavens land. Originally, the creatures in the wilderness were all very bad, bullying themselves without any culture. Nuwa was sulking and pointed at Yi Qing, wishing to bite him to death. Your sister, if you refuse, then refuse. Using this to please others is making me feel happy for nothing. How do you want to give it to me? Nuwa still felt that this piece of soil was related to her preaching sage, and he didn't want to miss the opportunity, so she asked again. She thought that as long as it wasn't an unreasonable request, she could agree. Well, it's very simple. This piece of soil belongs to my wife. Yi Qing smiled. What does it mean? Nuwa is now as clear as water and has no experience in human affairs, let alone the concept of marriage. Therefore, the word wife is very confusing. Her expression now is like that of a curious baby. It's the dowry, which I will use to marry my wife in the future. Upon hearing these words, Nuwa still had a bewildered expression on her face. What is a daughter? Law? Seeing his expression, Yi Qing was almost driven crazy. How can this be explained? Thinking about it, he leaned closer to An Yua's ear and murmured, "Just find someone to breed offspring." You. An Yua listened, her face full of anger. She pointed at Yi Qing and gritted her teeth, jumping out 2 words. Shameless. After speaking, he turned around and left. Hey, do you think about it? This is a 9-day retreat. Yi Qing shouted out. Yua turned a deaf ear and walked away on the auspicious clouds. This bastard, who used to be in Zixiao Palace, still had a slight liking for him. Now, it's so shameless. So, Yi Qingcheng became the libertine in An Yua's heart. Hee hee. Yi Qing looked at An Yua's departing figure with a slanted corner of her mouth. This little girl, one day, you will realize the importance of this 9-day secluded land. I hope you won't come back and beg me. Yi Qing collected the treasure and headed towards the Ancestral Witch Temple. Just as he arrived at the door, a sound of fighting came through. Zhu Rong, your grandmother will take advantage of me to catch my demon son and grandson while I'm not around. The voice was rough, and Yi Qing couldn't distinguish who it was. But the next moment, Zhu Rong shouted out. Shang Yang, with so many descendants in your family, how many will I eat? Zhu Rong is arrogant and domineering. Zhu's nature is such that if he doesn't agree, he will start fighting. Even when it comes to being tough, I don't even let myself go. For example, in the case of joint work, those second-tier workers who can't hit Zhou Shan with their heads when they have nothing to do are also the first to act foolishly in the wilderness. This is the only family, there is no other semicolon. You. Shang Yang is very angry. Although both of them are great Luo Golden Immortals, the Ancestral Witch's physical strength is too strong for him to defeat. At this moment, Yi Qing appeared. Zhu Rong pays respects to the Witch Lord. Zhu Zhurong saw it and quickly bowed. The nearby Shang Yang listened with a bewildered expression on his face. Witch Lord. What kind of ghost is that? They have been fighting between the demon race and the witch race for tens of thousands of years. When will a witch master emerge from this witch race? Zhurong, what did I say to you before I left? Do you remember? Yi Qing looked at him with sharp eyes. Zhu Zhurong saw it, his eyes dodging, just like a child who had made a mistake. They do not respect heaven and earth, nor fear saints, but only regard Pangu as the Father God. But now, Yi Qing is the wizard appointed by the Father, and he has no choice but to respect him. Remember. Zhu Rong spoke up and said, Master Wu, let us not hunt the demon race again in the future. Ah. The big demon Shang Yang on the side listened with an expression as if he had seen a ghost. The Witch Lord orders not to let the witch race hunt monsters. Is it difficult? Has the witch race changed their nature? This is such a groundbreaking experience. Since that's the case, why don't you listen? Yi Qing pointed to the demon tribe outside seeking revenge. Master Wu, we also want to, but our Wu tribe has a large population. If we don't kill them, we won't have a source of food. Zhu Zhurong looked pitiful and delicate. This scene directly refreshed the understanding of the demon tribe people. When Zhu Rong used to fuck them, it was called ruthlessness, but now, he has become like a gentle little lamb. Ah! Yi Qing was stunned. Indeed, the number of witches is increasing, and this is just a large area at the foot of Mount Zhou. Simply relying on spiritual fruits is not enough for spiritual grass. How can we solve it? By the way, break it into pieces and let the witch people travel to various places in the wilderness. In this way, spiritual grass, spiritual fruits, and some ordinary wild animals can be used as food. After all, when a big family gathers in one place, how can they all get food? Are you the big demon merchant sheep of the demon clan? You guys go back first. Regarding this matter, I will find Emperor Jun and Tai to handle it. Yi Qing looked at him. Ah! Xiangyang was taken aback again. Does this person know their boss? Ah, what? Hurry up and leave. With a wave of her hand, Yi Qing unleashed a surge of Jin Xian's later strength. Roll up the Shang sheep and the group of demons directly and disappear at the foot of Buzhou Mountain. As soon as he landed, he encountered the big demon Feilian who was preparing to come over to support him. Hey, Xiangyang, didn't you go seek revenge on Zhu Rong? Fei Lian looked bewildered. Why did this merchant sheep fall from the sky? Is it difficult to be abused? Fei Lian, have you ever heard of the Witch Lord? Xiangyang asked seriously. He is now completely immersed in Yi Qing's strength. What's so special? Just wave your hand and you'll swing them out for over a dozen miles. If the witch tribe were to attack their demon tribe, it would be difficult for Emperor Jun and Tai to resist. I've heard of it. He's brother to our boss, Fei Lian replied. What? You bastard. Why didn't you say it earlier? Xiangyang is completely confused. If he had known that the Witch Lord and their leader were brothers, would he have been in a hurry to find trouble for the Witch clan? However, another sentence from Fei Lian led Xiangyang to go berserk. Actually, I just heard the boss say it. Xiangyang. You bastard, I'll kill you. So, Xiangyang and Fei Lian fought together. Yi Qing was unaware of these things. He is now sitting in the main hall of the Ancestral Witch Temple. The 12 ancestral witches are arranged in sequence below. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that our witch tribe has a large population, and it is difficult for you to restrict your eating of the demon tribe. If that's the case, then let's separate and go to various places in the wilderness, searching for our own territory and food. Yi Qing expressed her thoughts one by one. After listening and discussing for a while, the 12 ancestors which asked. Witch Lord, for tens of thousands of years, we have been feeding on the demon race. Why does the Witch Lord appear and stop us from eating the demon race? P.S. Seeking flowers, evaluation tickets, monthly tickets, thank you all. Chapter 7. The Scattering of the Witch Clan and the Great Chaos of the Wilderness. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yi Qing was stunned when she heard this question. How to answer this? Can you tell them that after a few Yuan meetings, you will perish together with the demon tribe? Who believes this? Make sure people think you are a lunatic. So, first answer me a question. Yi Qing asked, why do you honor me as a wizard? This is a question that has been lingering in his heart. I didn't ask because Hongjuan's preaching was about to begin. This time, he wants to ask clearly. This is an admonition left by the Father God. Zhu Mang came up and explained the matter once. They are incarnated by the physical body of Pangu. Therefore, reverence for Pangu as the Father God is accompanied by a warning that in the future, the creatures born in the Chaos Pearl will become the masters of the witch race. And it will lead the entire witch race to endure forever. Upon hearing these words, Yi Qing was stunned. His sister, So Pangu already knew all of this. Has he been calculated? That's not right. He swallowed the essence of the Luo River, which is why he occupies the magpie's nest. The meaning is that this admonition from Pangu was originally set for Luo Gui. So Luo Yen will become the lord of the witch clan. In that case, this may be a transaction between Pangu and Luo Gui. He knew that Luo Gui would be defeated by Hongjun, so he arranged a backup, so that after his defeat, Luo Gui's origin would enter the Chaos Pearl and eventually be resurrected. And Luo Gui's way of repaying him is to preserve the witch race. Thinking of this, Yi Qing completely understood. Pangu, the great god of heaven and earth, had long anticipated everything. Even he knew that the witch race had a simple mind and well-developed limbs, and would be calculated by Sanqing in the future. But considering that Sanqing was also assimilated by himself, it was decided to let Luo Gui protect the witch clan. However, Pangu's calculations are ultimately limited. Who knew that Yi Qing would cross over and enter the Chaos Pearl, swallowing the origin of Luo Gui? At the end of the day, Luo Ting has become a scapegoat. Father still has a warning, the fate of the Witch Lord and the entire Witch clan is closely related. When the Witch clan dies, the Witch Lord's luck also disappears, and the path of life and death disappears. Zhu Mang continued with a sentence. The Yi Qing sitting in the main hall was completely bewildered. Is the Wu tribe dead? I also want to die. This has bound him to the fate of the Witch race, leaving him with no choice. If you want to survive, you must let the Witch race endure forever. Now he finally knows why Pangu said only the Witch Lord can lead the Witch clan to survive forever. Pangu, your master, I have no grievances or grudges against you. Why are you trying to harm me for Mao? Yi Qing wanted to cry without tears. When the witches and demons plundered, everything was a variable. He had to move forward and backward with the witches. I thought Luo Yan was an unlucky person, but I didn't expect that I was also an unlucky person. In fact, this setting was set to prevent Luo Ting from speaking out. Who knew someone would swallow the origin of Luo Gui? Witch Lord, what are you saying? Zhu Mang stared blankly, as if listening to Yi Qing talking about Pangu. It's nothing, now I'm the wizard, do you understand? Yi Qing looked angry, and the 12 ancestral witches below remained silent. This matter is going to spread, and it is estimated that the entire flood will shake. The ancestral witches, who usually start fighting at the slightest disagreement, are surprisingly as gentle as a little lamb one by one. From now on, divide the Wu ethnic group into 12 teams, led by the 12 of you, and scatter them in 12 directions across the vast wilderness. Yi Qing instructed. He is a traveler, and he doesn't want to die from the lich robbery. Since that's the case, let's first reduce the conflict with the demon race. As for the future, he also had concerns. No big deal, wait to refine the Chaos Pearl and bring the entire witch race into the world of Honghuang to seclusion. Whoever loves to suffer this dog days calamity will suffer it. Even if the flood and famine are destroyed, it's not about his witch tribe spending a penny. This Master Wu, this ancestral witch temple is a partial incarnation of the Father God, with a strong aura of ferocity inside. If we leave, how can we cultivate it? Hutu stood up. After settling down your respective clans, come back and shut down. If there is a big deal, go ahead. With a wave of her hand, Yi Qing made such a happy decision. As for where the witch race is going, he is too lazy to ask. As long as you don't eat the demon tribe, you can easily deal with other creatures. Soon, Yi Qing closed down and intensified the refining of the Chaos Pearl to thoroughly purify the world of Honghuang. He was unaware that his plan had caused chaos throughout the entire flood. Emperor Jiang went to the east, Zhu Mang went to the south, Zhu Rong went to the west, and Gong Gong went to the north. The other 8 people are also on the separatist side. In this way, the demon clan will be fine, and the other creatures will suffer. To the east. Emperor Jiang advanced eastward, stopping and walking, and finally found the mountains in the East China Sea, which is Penglai Immortal Island. This place is shrouded in immortal aura, with outstanding people and earth, making it the most suitable place for development. So he placed the tribe he brought here. However, the mountains in the East China Sea are the territory of the Eastern Prince. You said that the people of your witch tribe came from afar to grab his territory. Can he do it? So, the Eastern Prince and Emperor Jiang had a fight. As a result, he was beaten until his nose was blue and his face was swollen, and he was also driven out of Fang Zhushan. Damn it, being occupied by an outsider, the Eastern Prince can be considered the most pitiful. So he decided that when Hongjun preached again, he must sue the witch clan. In addition, there is also Western religion. Although the West claims to be a paradise, there are not many living beings. Now it's okay, Zhu Rong's temper has gone bad and he messed up a lot. Even if you were to lead and bring it up, it wouldn't benefit him at all. Wu clan, you are simply deceiving others too much. Receive and accurately raise angry roars. Previously, I was teased by Yi Qing, and now I have been bullied by Zhuwu Zhurong to my doorstep. Can I not be angry? But Zhu Rong is too tough, and they can't take advantage of it together. Finally, I gave Zhu Rong a sentence that made him vomit blood in anger. You become your sect leader, we find our food, and our well water does not invade the river. By relying on, as soon as these words were spoken, the two Western goods vomited blood directly. Why did you come to my Western heaven to search for food? Still well water doesn't invade river water. This scene has also been staged in other places. For a moment, everyone complained loudly. But there is no other choice. Because they have strong capabilities. Buzhou Shan, the dojo of Fuxi and Nyuhua. Brother, what are you saying about the witches? Why did they suddenly leave Buzhou Mountain and scatter to various places in the wilderness? Nyuhua looked puzzled. In the current wilderness, the demon and witch tribes are the most powerful. Previously, he was worried that Yi Qing from the witch tribe would bring disaster to the demon tribe. But now, they just leave and don't even fight against the demon tribe. I don't know either. Although Fuxi was proficient in the art of Bagua, his abilities were also limited. It's not that he hasn't calculated anything about Yi Qing, it's just that he can't figure it out at all. The current trend is good for my demon tribe, but I really don't know what medicine he sells in his gourd. Nyuhua furrowed her brows, and a figure appeared in her heart. Immediately, he became angry again. That bastard, how shameless. Thinking about that piece of soil, Nyuhua wished she could slap him to death. There is no time in the wilderness, and soon the 1 yuan will pass. Hongjuan's second preaching is about to come, and everyone who listened to it last time has gone one after another. Chapter 8. Openly teasing Nyuhua with the assistance of Fuxi God. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Friendly everyone. On the way to Zixiao Palace, the immortals greeted each other one after another. The closure of the 1 yuan meeting has benefited greatly. Yi Qing stepped on the auspicious clouds and flew towards 33 days away. Afterwards, Emperor Jun and Tai were closely following each other. Brother Yi, please slow down. Upon hearing the sound, Yi Qing slowed down her speed. What are these two people in such a hurry looking for him for? Two Taoist friends, what can I do for you? Yi Qing asked. We are here to express our gratitude, thank you very much, Brother Yi. Emperor Jun and Tai were very polite. In this moment, Yuan, they closed their doors and practiced Taoism, but they remained calm and their strength greatly improved. This is their first thank you. As for the second thank you, it is the dispersion of the witch race, which is equivalent to giving the demon race a vast space of freedom. Give them more time to practice. It's a small matter, don't be polite. Yi Qing waved his hand and did it for himself. But that's right. Two brothers, if you really want to thank me, how about giving me some demon race seeds? The reason for doing this is very simple. The witch hunt is bound to happen, even if it deviates from its original trajectory. The heavenly way will also lead to the appearance of the quantity calamity in another way. So, to preserve the witch race, the only way is to avoid it. And Hongmeng world is undoubtedly the best place. But there is no life inside, how can the supply of food for the witch race be solved? So, being prepared for the future is the best choice. Ask Emperor Jun and Tai earlier about the demon tribe's descendants entering the breeding and reproduction stage. By the time the Great Barrier was reached, the number of demon clans inside had also grown to a huge number, enough to sustain until the end of the Lich robbery. This is also known as in military strategy, where food and supplies are given priority before the troops move. Oh. What does Brother Yi mean? Emperor Jun and Tai exchanged a glance, somewhat puzzled. As you all know, I have the Chaos Pearl, and in the Chaos Pearl, which forms its own world, it lacks a bit of vitality, so I wanted two Taoists to speak up. Of course, Yi Qing will not tell them the truth. Of course, it's better to deceive people as soon as possible, otherwise, when these two goods sit on the throne, they will be arrogant. Ha ha ha, I see. Don't worry, Brother Yi. There are billions of members of the demon clan. I will arrange for millions to enter your world and ensure strong popularity. Emperor Jun patted his chest to guarantee. Huh, good, then thank you two brothers. Yi Qing also laughed heartily. Suddenly, two beautiful shadows came over, and it was Chang Shi and Shi He. I have met Emperor Jun, Tai Yi, and Yi Qing as friends. The two of them had clear and melodious voices. After a while, Yuan disappeared and the two Taoist friends became beautiful. Yi Qing laughed heartily. It made both of them blush. We just had to say a word from Yi Qing Dao Yu. Stay in seclusion for a while and improve your cultivation. The two covered their mouths and chuckled lightly. Yi Qing remained silent, her words were purely fabricated. Even if I don't say it, your cultivation will still improve. However, with a word of dispensability, the Shiha and Changshi sisters have a great affection for Yi Qing. This is called unintentional insertion of willows into shade. Humph, shameless. Suddenly, a cold voice sounded from the side. Saint's disciples. Di Jun, Tai Yi, Shi He, Changshi, and others all bowed slightly to Nyua. Saint, that is the character standing at the top of the pyramid. And the disciples of the sages are also taller than them. After all, they will be preaching saints in the future, and now they must establish good relationships. However, Yi Qing remained motionless, just looking at Nyua with a smile on her face. Hey, even if you don't want to accept me, you can't intervene when I talk to other people, can you? Are you jealous? Pup, as soon as these words were spoken, Nyua spurted out a mouthful of old blood. Am I really jealous? I can't stand your lascivious expression, okay? Sister. Fuxi hurried over, looking concerned but full of doubts in his heart. Listen to this, does this wizard have a story with my sister? Why hasn't Nyua mentioned it before? You, despicable. Nyua looked at Yi Qing, so angry that she didn't know what to say. Apart from being shameless, she was just vulgar. This kind of thing, one is willing to fight, the other is willing to suffer, you love me, I don't force you. Moreover, reproducing offspring is already what all living beings should do. Yi Qing looked like a dead pig, not afraid of boiling water, and spoke confidently. Shrimp. Breeding offspring. Everyone seems to understand now. No wonder Nyua gets angry. Such things can only be taken for granted, but Yi Qing actually directly provokes them, which seems a bit besides, Nyua is a disciple of the sage and will preach and become a saint in the future. It's too early to mention such a thing now. Sister, isn't it true that I'm going to become an uncle? Fuxi on one side suddenly said something. Nyua's delicate body trembled and she stared coldly at him with her eyes crossed. You. How could anyone be such a big brother in this world? After my younger sister was teased, she didn't come out to help and instead turned her elbow out. Are you lucky enough to be an uncle? Pup, Nyua spat out fresh blood again and turned around to leave. This time, I was angry with my own brother. Being with Yi Qing, let alone talk about his future. As far as she is concerned, she is a member of the demon tribe, while Yi Qing is the lord of the witch tribe. Although the two ethnic groups are now in harmony, sooner or later they will stand on opposite sides. She will be with Yi Qing by then. Are the demon race and the witch lord fighting fiercely? They stand together to watch the play. What does this look like? So, Nyua would rather not rest in the soil for 9 days. Of course, he didn't know that the 9 heavens retreat was the key to her preaching. Hehe, Dao Yu Yi Qing, I'm sorry, my sister has this kind of sex. I'll invite you to my house for a drink then, After Fuxi finished speaking, he quickly chased after him. Brother Yi, you cowhide, even sage disciples dare to tease. Brother Yi, there is a future ahead. Emperor Jun and Tai stared at Yi Qing in a daze and couldn't help but give him a thumbs up. Taoist Yi Qing, when will you invite our sisters to your home? Chang Shi and Shi He are affectionate and affectionate. This is the master who even the disciples of the sage dare to flirt with. If he could win his favor. Maybe we can be sisters with saints in the future. Welcome any time. Yi Qing laughed heartily and then headed 30.3 days away. Outside the Purple Sky Palace, everyone gathered together. As soon as Yi Qing arrived here, he felt everyone's resentment skyrocketing. This witch tribe is really unreasonable, they have forcibly occupied my dojo. Who said it's not? They've eaten all the elixirs in my garden. I went to argue with them and got beaten up. There are many aquatic creatures in the South China Sea who have eaten millions of them. It's really unreasonable. Dear fellow Taoists, the witches rely on their own strength, recklessness, and chaos. We must find a way to give them some color to see. Some people gathered together, filled with complaints, to condemn the witch race. At this moment, Yi Qing slowly walked in. Looking at these people, he smiled and asked, "Everyone, how do you want to deal with the witch clan?" Chapter 9. I like to be a disguster and bite when I don't like it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Upon hearing this sound, everyone stopped talking. Just looking at Yi Qing, this ruthless person even dares to report to a sage disciple. Moreover, even the defense of Laozi's heaven and earth Honghuang Pagoda can be broken, how dare they offend? You guys keep going, I don't mind, really. Yi Qing looked harmless to humans and animals. He also knew that the witches were the kind who had a bad temper, were belligerent, and could easily demolish houses. But he can't do anything about it, because that's the nature of the witch race. Is it difficult for him to force the witches to become ladies? Even if Pangu is resurrected, it may not be possible. Seeing Yi Qing's appearance, everyone remained silent. I believe you have ghosts. When you fought against Yuanshi Tianzun outside the Purple Sky Palace, I didn't think you didn't mind. Sanqing and Nyuhua looked at Yi Qing with a very cold expression. Sanqing is not because Yi Qing fought against Yuanshi. But their chance was taken away by Yi Qing. 36 levels of natural green lotus, clearly destined for them, unexpectedly killed a person halfway and forcibly took away their treasure. That's a congenital spiritual treasure, not a cabbage. You should know how difficult it is to obtain treasures in this vast wilderness. Moreover, innate treasures value luck. As for Nyuhua, you just snatched away the lotus flowers, leaves, and lotus roots. How dare you not even leave mud for me? Really? Just a jerk. He also used this mud as a threat to breed offspring with him. He is simply a shameless and vulgar outsider. Yi Daoyu, it's not that I'm too talkative. I really don't have many things in the West that are being exploited by your witch race. So, please have a kind heart and form a good relationship with Yi Daoyu. There is no other way to connect with the guide. For the sake of my hometown, risking being beaten by Yi Qing, I stepped forward and spoke up. And on one side, Zhuandi also brings disaster to the east. Yi Daoyu, the two tribes of witches and demons are the masters of the wilderness, restraining and developing each other. Now, you are willing to seek distance from the near, which goes against the heavens. Everyone nodded as they listened. Zhuandi Daoyu said it well. Since the end of the dragon and phoenix robbery, the witch and demon tribes have been exceptionally powerful. The two tribes fought fiercely. And other creatures can only survive through cracks. But now it's okay, the strongest two are not fighting anymore, and we're specifically looking for the weaker ones to clean up. What does that sound like? In my opinion, the witch clan should withdraw from my Fangzhou mountains. The eastern prince stood up, at least he was also a prominent figure. It's unbelievable that someone has taken over the magpie's nest. Also, we must withdraw from the South China Sea. And Beihai. And. Suddenly, the group of immortals became excited and condemned the witch race. Nu Daoist friend, listen to me. What they mean is that we, the witch tribe, will continue to fight against your demon tribe. These people, they may seem righteous one by one, but in reality, they are all very bad. Yi Qing squeezed her eyes towards Nuwa. Nuwa's face darkened. Although I can't stand Yi Qing, his words make no sense. Are you people itching? Emperor Jun only recognized his brothers, and now they are doing well. These people have instigated their brothers to turn against each other. Without saying a word or two, the nearby leader directly sacrificed the chaos bell and suppressed the past. Dong, the sound of the bell shook everyone's hearts. Jane and Junti's face turned pale. This is going to be tough. He just casually mentioned it and was treated as a key target of attack. No wonder, who let you bring trouble to the east? To a friend, outside the Purple Sky Palace, please be calm and don't be impatient. Laozi made a move, offering the Honghuang Pagoda of heaven and earth to resist the chaos bell. Yi Qing shook her head. Tai is also too frustrated. It has been so long, and the chaos clock only has such a little power. When will it need to be refined? Humph, the witch clan was originally a troublemaker in the wilderness. The self-righteous personality of Yuanshi Tianzuan couldn't hold back and jumped out again. What's wrong with the shitting stick? I just like the shitting stick. I don't want you to bite me. Yi Qing retorted in one fell swoop. In the wilderness, whoever has a big fist will listen to him. He only needs to temporarily avoid escalating conflicts with the demon race. As for the others, it's not enough for the witch tribe to be stuck in their teeth. Primitive Taoist friends, this is also for the survival of the witches. You can't blame everything on the witches, can you? At this moment, the kind-hearted Taoist Hongyun stood up, thinking of reconciling the matter. As soon as he said these words, almost everyone present, except for the demon and witch tribes, wished they could kill him directly. Red Cloud Taoist friend, what do you mean by this? Can it be that the witch clan can freely devour other creatures in order to survive? Everyone is angry. A pair of eyes stared at the Red Cloud, like sharp swords. Red Cloud was afraid and leaned towards Shen Yuanzi. Zhen Yuanzi is so helpless. Do you think practicing well doesn't make you fragrant? I have to come out and speak. Now, with just one mouth, everyone has been offended. But Zhen Yuanzi has no choice, who wants him to have a good relationship with Hongyun. Yi Qing shook her head when she saw it. The image of this Red Cloud kind-hearted person is really not covered up. No matter what you do, you will pull hatred, and it is the kind of full screen full of hatred, 100%. The last time he gave up his seat, it was he who resolved Kunpeng's hatred towards him. Otherwise, just one Kunpeng would have made it difficult for Hongyun to escape. The primitive Taoist friend said it well. We must stop the behavior of the witch race. Seeing that Red Cloud was silent, everyone once again aimed their spears at Yi Qing and the witch clan. It is everyone's responsibility to resist the witch race. Emperor Jun and Dao friends, your demon race is also dutiful. The Eastern Prince is the most angry, as his fairy island has been occupied, so he has also started to woo the demon tribe. However, Emperor Jun is too lazy to bird him. Just because Emperor Jun doesn't bird him doesn't mean others won't bird him. The Kunpeng demon master on one side suddenly made a move and slapped the East Prince in the face. Just say what the hell you're talking about. What are you talking about our demon race for? Kunpeng is also a hot-tempered person, but he knows that the last time he became a named disciple of a saint, it was all thanks to Yi Qing. He is still worried about not having the chance to repay this favor. Now it's good, the opportunity has come. After defeating the Eastern Prince, Kunpeng Demon Master approached and bowed to Yi Qing. Yi Qingdao, Kunpeng, thank you for your last act of kindness. After finishing speaking, he looked at the East Prince and everyone again and said, you dare to talk to me about the demon clan. I, the demon master, will crush you. The Eastern Prince just recovered from his confusion. Suddenly, he remained silent. The rest of the people were also puzzled by Kunpeng's move. They finally thought about letting the demon race go into the water. Now that everything is okay, the demon race and the witch race are actually wearing the same pants. How will they continue to behave in the future? So everyone looked toward Sanqing and Nyuhua. They are the personal disciples of the sages, and they can only make decisions. However, Sanqing was afraid of Yi Qing, as well as Taiyi and Emperor Jun, so he remained silent. As for Nyuhua, she was originally from the demon tribe. Can it be that she really wants to see the demon tribe and the witch tribe torn apart? This doesn't exist. Kachi. At this moment, the gate of Zixiao Palace opened. Haotian and Yao Qi came out and said, everyone, the sermon is about to begin. Everyone, go in and take your first seat.